Hello, art students. Today we are going to do an abstract face drawing inspired by Pablo Picasso. He is probably one of the most famous artists. He was a prolific artist, meaning that he created thousands of artworks, from drawing to sculptures to paintings to charcoal drawings to crayon drawings, anything that you can think of. He had a super long name. He was very short. He was married several times. He liked young women, and he was an amazing artist. So today we're going to create an abstract face inspired by him. Most of his faces look like they were kind of looking at one another, if that makes any sense. And that's going to inspire the work that we do today. Everyone is going to draw with an expo marker for this assignment. And as usual, you will start out with a line that helps you create an easy piece of art. But I always like to make sure that you know how to draw the assignment that we do so that you can practice it at home. So the way these would start out is in the center of your paper, and do not draw yet, you're just watching. You would have a line that comes straight down, and then you would jut out to make a pointy nose and go straight down again. Next, you would draw a top lip and a bottom lip. And then we would draw a big U for the face. You would draw the neck and shoulders, which looks like kind of a curved, stretched out U. Then you would add some hair. I like to add two different styles because it looks like two different people looking at one another. I'm going to give curly hair on one side and kind of spiky hair on this one. You would draw an upside down U on one side and a curve on the other, which you would develop into eyes. And then we're going to color and add some watercolor. I always like to go in and do kind of some definitive lines like this. It breaks your picture up a little bit, makes it look a little more interesting. So if you want to practice at home, that would be a great way to start the drawing that we would be doing. But everybody get your markers ready, and you are going to follow along. Remember, if you need for the video to be stopped so that you can catch up, please communicate that with the facilitator in your class. That may be your teacher, and it may be someone else. So everybody's paper should look like this. What I want you to do first is finish that mouth. So I'm going to draw a straight line and add a bottom lip. Everybody's will look different. Remember, art is not about perfection, and we certainly don't want it to look all the same because that is boring. So after you get your bottom lip done, we're going to come up here. We're going to go across, and we are going to draw a big U. Make sure the U tapers in a little bit to make your chin, and then we're going to come back out and go to the top. So it kind of looks like a really long face right now. Next, we're going to draw a curved line on the left and a curved line on the right. And now we're going to draw a curved line for the shoulders that goes from one side to the other. All right, above our nose here, we're going to draw what looks like an upside down U. So we're going to draw a bump. And then we're going to draw on the other side a curved line. On the bottom of this curved line, we're going to draw another curved line and draw a big circle and then a big black dot in the middle. On the other side, we're going to draw a straight line, and then we're going to do some eyelashes. If you want, you can do some funky eyebrows. I'm going to draw a wavy one here, and I'm going to draw a zigzaggy one here. Now I'm going to draw a little curve where the nose is, and I'm going to add ears to this one. I'm going to draw a funky ear on one side and a funky ear on the other. And if you want yours to have earrings, then you can add them. Yours may not have long hair. Yours may be more like a boy one. Right, and then I'm going to do one hairstyle on one side and another hairstyle on the other. And you get to do however you want. I'm going to go back in and do some repetitive lines, add some bangs, do some mark making on the inside. And then if you want, you can design that shirt however you want. Put any sorts of designs that you want. I'm going to do some hearts because Valentine's Day is coming up. So on the shirt, you can do whatever you want. If you want to draw footballs or baseballs, just do designs. It's up to you. You do whatever you want. And when you finish, I want you to pick some really bright, fun colors, and you're going to go in and color your face. Now, when you color, what you're going to do is start out with one color, and then you're going to go back in and mix another color on top of it. So I'm going to do orange. You get to do whatever color you want. And then I'm going to go back in and mix another color with it. Usually it looks better if you pick colors that are in the same color family. So warm colors are like the sun, red, yellow, pink, orange. And then cool colors are like water, blues, greens, purples. Black is even a cool color. If I want to mix another similar color in there with it, I can. So I'm going to mix some yellow. So all of you should be working on coloring your picture. It does not have to look just like mine. We're going to play some music and speed this up, and then we will get to the watercolor part. So while I'm coloring, music will be playing, and you should be coloring. And then I'm going to talk about how to add the watercolor. So y'all get going. Okay, so once you get the majority of your picture colored, we're going to paint the background in with watercolor. And in some of the areas, like in the hair, I didn't fill it in completely with crayon because I knew I wanted to add some watercolor to those spots. So everybody should have a watercolor set. I like to take a little dab of water before I start, and I will drop that onto each little paint palette. And that way it's already kind of wet before I get started. I love bold colors, so I'm going to take some red, and on one side I'm going to paint it red. Remember, with watercolor, the less water you use, the less water you use, the more vibrant. The more water you use, the lighter the color will be. So you can kind of alternate if you want to. So you've got some dark values and some light values. And I want for half to be one color and the other half to be another color. When you get ready to move on to another color, clean your brush off and dry it so that those colors are not intermingling. Then you can pick the color that you want to go on the other side. I'm going to go with purple. And when I'm finished with the purple, I am going to add some color into those white spots on the hair. I just dropped a little color there. We're doing an abstract work. That is not going to bother me. You need to remember, art's not about being perfect. You should definitely try your best, follow the directions, and try and learn. But art is not about being perfect. Nobody is perfect. So since I did that, I'm like, hey, I think that's kind of cool. So I'm going to grab some other colors and just kind of dabble those on there because I think that looks neat. If it happens to land on one of the areas that has crayon colors, it should come up pretty easily if you don't want it there. All right, I'm going to clean my brush off, dry it, and I think I'm going to get some yellow. And I'm going to paint that in. When you get ready to get your paint, if it seems dry, you need to add a little more water to it. That will activate it. All right, and I think on the other side, I'm going to do green. You can see how the crayon is resisting in some spots. And I think that looks pretty fun. If you want to add some watercolor in some other places, you can. You can see how it kind of bubbles up because my picture is done with wax crayon. So it's not going to cover it, but it will settle into some of the areas you have that did not get colored in. And I kind of like that textural element. I'm going to grab a little of that orange and put over here. I think I'm going to put some yellow down here on my shirt. And that will finish me out. So, can't wait to see what your work looks like. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. Check out some of Mr. Pablo Picasso's artwork. I think that you will love the vibrant abstract pieces that he did. He started out doing realistic work, and then he moved into playing with color, and eventually started doing this Cubist-inspired work. So, hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you the next time. Have a wonderful and a blessed day.